Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Wander and Prepare. Today we are going to be talking about first aid, some kits that I really enjoy, and some additional supplies that I just think is really important that you carry on a daily basis. So before I get started, I want to do a little bit of a public service announcement though. There are going to be a lot of kits that I show you today, but I want to make sure everybody fully understands that buying one of these nice kits, sometimes expensive kits, fancy kits, whatever word you want to use for it, does not make you better at first aid. It does not suffice for you going out and getting the proper training that you need in first aid. These kits are going to do nothing but confuse you if you do not get the proper training on how to use the contents inside of them. All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's get on with the rest of the show. So, one other thing I want to talk about is this is absolutely going to seem like a paid promotion, and it is not. There is just one particular brand, the first aid kit, that I think is just absolutely phenomenal. So that's mainly what you're going to hear about today, is that one particular brand. But I bought every single thing you see on this table with my own money. Everything was purchased. This is not a sponsored video, and these are the products that I absolutely believe in. So first, let's talk about some of the basic kits. So the kits that I'm really going to feature today are from My Medic, and I got 5 of them here. But you do not have to spend a whole bunch of money to get these kits. I particularly love these kits because I just think they have some of the best products out there, and just hands down some of the most well thought out first aid kits that I've ever came across. But you don't have to do that. So I want to show this one first. This is actually what I call my boo-boo kit. So it's just a generic first aid kit, has some band-aids, has some little extra medicine in it. But in the front little pocket here, I just have some medicine that I might need, some ibuprofen, some allergy medicine, some cough medicine. And then on the inside, I just have a few extra items. So I actually have some band-aids. I have some large band-aids here. In the back, I have some really large band-aids. And then I have some liquid skin. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. And then I have a treatment ointment. So this has basically a sting relief, burn relief. And then I got some more large bandages behind that, and then some additional medicine in the back. So this is one I actually keep in my work bag. And I think it's really good just for on the go, things that you don't necessarily you don't think you're gonna have a big medical emergency for, but just really want some of those items to really take care of some things. So that's what I keep in my work bag, and this is one that I put together myself. So you can go as inexpensive as you want on this, all the way up to, hey, spending quite a bit of money on it as well. So now let's get into some of the other kits. So let's first start with this sidekick. So this kit is from My Medic, and it's probably one of their entry-level kits. And this one starts at about $75, and they're going to go up in quite a bit in price as we go along. But this kit is basically, it comes with 60 items, and it's your basic kit. So it's not really going to be like a life-saving kit, include things like tourniquets. It's going to be for like everyday minor scrapes, burns, anything like that you come across. But a really good kit, really good starter kit, if you will, and come across most minor injuries that you would have. So they have several different colorways, but when you open it up, basically, this one is very compact and very tight in the things that you're going to see in it, and it just has little pockets for everything to go in. Some of these other kits, and kind of the reasons why they go up in price, is you're also going to see that they're a little bit easier to sort through and get through and look through and find products, but you just really have to know where things are. Let's talk about that too, knowing where things are. It is one thing to buy a nice kit that has 200, 300, 400 items in it. It's another to know where all of those items are. You really need to know what's in your kit, where it is, and you'll be able to find it in an emergency and in a pinch. So know where everything is. All right, so now moving up. So this one is called the MyFAK Mini. MyFAK stands for My First Aid Kit, FAK. So this one is considerably higher. This one is around $225, and this is a pro version of the kit. The pro version of the kit contains not only things to care for medical emergencies, but they care for life-saving items. So things like tourniquets, chest seals, emergency pressure bandages, hemostatic gauze, space blankets, zips, and zips are kind of like little zip tie stitches, really cool. NPAs for like an airway, glow sticks, and paracord. So just a few different life-saving items that are really going to come in a pinch and just give you that extra. So all of the other kits that you see on the table are a pro model. They do have a regular model that does not include those life-saving kits, but you can get the pro version, and I think that's incredibly important. And we're actually going to talk a little bit more about a trauma kit towards the end of this video. So let's look at the MyFac Mini. So this one's good for about 1 to 2 people. And it has a much easier design to get through. So when you open it up, it kind of has a turn page design. So I got some kits, as you see, we've used it just a little bit, but it has like a little flip page design that really helps it see a lot of the products you have and kind of makes it really easier to go through, sort through, and find exactly what you're looking for. So they also have these in several different colorways. Another really cool thing about it. And man, the fit, finish, the quality of these packs are just really amazing. So they are really good quality, and you just can't go wrong. But again, they are very expensive. So again, this one comes in at $225, and that is the MyFac Mini. All right, so this one is the standard MyFac, and this is the one that I actually keep in my go bag. So it is also the pro version. This one comes in the pro version around $330. This one contains right around 150 items in it, and I put this on the outside. So this is a tourniquet, and it basically it always comes with a RATS tourniquet, and if you're familiar with that, it's a rapid application tourniquet. And I just don't really like them. They're not as secure as, say, a combat application tourniquet, which is what this is. And I just much prefer to have a CAT tourniquet on there, and they just work a lot better and a lot easier to use. So this one is quite a bit bigger, has good for about 3 to 5 people, and has a good amount of products in it. So it also has the flip page design as well, to help you kind of easily see those items and see where everything is. So again, this is the one I keep in my go bag, and I was gonna say, if you can afford the weight, I definitely think this is the absolute best one that you can have. So for the money, I think this is probably right where most people will want to be for a IFAC kit or a MyFac kit. But obviously we are getting up there because it is $330 still. But that is the MyFac Pro. And again, that includes those life-saving items, and I put the extra tourniquet on the outside, and this is the one I keep in my go bag. All right, stepping up quite a bit. We're gonna look at these 2 bags, and we'll kind of look at these 2 bags together. So these 2 bags have the exact same components in them. I actually reached out to MyMedic right before I did this video just to verify I was correct on that, because that's what it looked like on the website. But they did confirm that they are the exact same contents. So this one here is called the Recon Pro, and it has straps that you can wear it kind of like a backpack. This one is called the MyFac Large, and it does not. It has some straps that you can pull this little back panel off, and it has a strap that you can carry it with. But this is actually one that I keep in my truck when we're on the go. I actually also keep this one in the garage, but this is one I just quickly grab when we go out on a hike or something like that. But the MyFac Pro, both of these contain over 200 plus life-saving items, and I put the extra tourniquet on there. I have a different tourniquet in my bag for the one that goes in my truck, so I have actually a couple trauma kits in my truck too. So you will see those, but you will not see a tourniquet on this one. But it does have the rapid application tourniquet on the inside. So again, show you the difference between these. So first off, let's look at this one. While this one's kind of like a backpack design, it is just a little bit more difficult to get through. So every pocket swings open, so you really see inside of them really easily. But again, this is one where you have to know where everything is, because there's multiple pockets, and in the event of a real bad emergency, you do not want to start looking for where your things are. If you don't know where they are, that's exactly how you're going to end up injuring yourself worse, or possibly losing a life. So you want to make sure you know where every single thing is in your kit. And then it has a very large pocket that opens where the majority of everything else is. And it kind of rolls out like this. And it actually has even eye wash stations in the bottom. So super good kit. And this one even has, I mean, it's kind of designed for kind of your outdoor adventure kind of thing. So it actually has hydration packets in there and everything else. So this is the one, and here's those straps. And I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but they are like super comfortable. Now it is a very small backpack. Obviously you wouldn't be able to carry another backpack if you did this, but if you're just going on a quick hike with the family, these are great. So I think I told you they come with over 200 products in each of them. These are good for up to 5 to 8 people. So big kit, should take care of the whole family, but obviously comes in at very expensive. This one is about $440. This one is about $420. So they come in at different kits, but let's talk about the other one. So one of the reasons why I really prefer this kit over the other is for that term page design. It is just a whole lot easier to go through, get through, and find exactly everything that's in it. And you'll kind of see the same theme with all the rest of their kits. So basically every single thing in there is very easily logoed, colored, very easy to see. And you can go on their website and you can actually look, reds for blood, you know, orange for burn, greens for topicals, light green is for like mods and preps and things like that. And then it's got the flip page design where you go through everything else as well. So this is one of those, again, big kits, has pretty much every single thing you would need, and just really awesome. But again, these are very expensive kits. I would absolutely recommend these kits to anyone who is wanting them, but they are expensive. So you have to make that choice on whether or not this is worth it. But again, back to the very first thing I talked about, none of these kits is going to make you better at first aid. You have to practice. You have to get some training. That does not have to be professional training. You can get that training however you feel is most adequate for you. That could be YouTube videos. I really don't care. Just don't buy one of these kits thinking it's going to make you better at first aid. If you hear nothing else in this video, please make sure you hear that. So let's talk about a couple more things. So not only does MyMedic sell the nice kits, they also sell some additional kits. So this one actually is a really cool one. So inside this is 10 packages of large bandages, and in it actually comes with a large bandage, an antiseptic wipe, a triple antibiotic ointment, and like a really small gauze pad. So super cool. I actually have tons of these in my work bag, in my truck. Every one of these bags I have extra ones in. I buy multiple of these, and you can buy these on the website. I don't remember exactly how much they cost, but I want to say seriously, they're only like 20 bucks. This is probably one of the best deals out there that just has like everything you need for a fairly large bruise. The kids in the neighborhood, they're actually watching me make this video right now, had to use these several times with them. So anytime they fall, scrape a knee, these are great. They have every single thing you need in just a quick grab little package. So just can't say enough about those. Also, let's talk about their super skin bandages. So they have 2 different sizes. They have a 1x3 and then they have a 2x4. So these are the regular size bandages. These are the large bandages. The super skin bandages are probably some of the best out there. So they are fabric bandages, and I mean just absolutely phenomenal. So they have a 4-way stretch. They're super strong. They usually don't come off until about a day, maybe 2 later, and that's after a couple hand washes. They are just absolutely wonderful bandages, and just another reason why I love MyMedic. So they're just absolutely fantastic. So all right, so now let's talk about trauma kits and exactly what you need in that. So my wife and I, we are both CCW carriers, and I was actually having a conversation with her the other day, and I guess kind of had a realization for her, because I've started every time we CCW, I make sure we carry a trauma kit with us, and that includes a tourniquet, includes a couple other things. We'll go through exactly what's in that. But she asked me the other day, she kind of got frustrated, and she goes, "Hey, why am I carrying all this?" And I reminded her that if we ever have to use our CCW, most likely someone is going to be threatening our life back at us, and you can figure out what I mean by that. And I think it was just kind of an eye-opening moment for her that, hey, not only would I have to use what I carry in my CCW, but I may have to like take care of myself later because I may have gotten seriously injured. So those extra trauma kits are really going to be a good thing to have. So first off, let's talk about a new tourniquet that I came across, and I actually got this from the Sean Ryan show. And if you don't watch his show, it's just, come on, man, stop hiding from under a rock. So just his show is really awesome, super cool. But he talks about these. This is from Snake Staff Systems. And what's the big difference over this one and the other tourniquets that I carry on my other packs is this tourniquet, you see it's a super small form factor compared to the others. But what that allows is this tourniquet actually is really good for cinching down on children. It even works on canines. So super good. Snake Staff Systems, this is their 2nd generation tourniquet. Highly suggest you look those up. They are just super good quality, much easier to put on than a cat tourniquet. Same process though. They're just much easier, smaller form factor, and really cinch up tight. It's really elastic kinda, and just does a great job of really cinching down on that. On tourniquets, if you were going to carry a tourniquet, you definitely need to make sure you get some extra training on tourniquets as well. So I was actually watching a video this morning on Instagram, and it talked about, it literally had like one of the dummy arms that was bleeding, and it showed somebody putting this tourniquet on and just how tight you had to get that tourniquet before the bleed actually stopped. It's surprising and amazing how tight you have to get that tourniquet. So all the more reason you need to practice, you need to know what you're doing and get educated however you see fit. All right, so let's talk about trauma kit and what I carry in it. So again, here is the bigger version of the Snake Staff System tourniquet. So this one is a 1 inch wide, this one's a 1.5 inch wide. So see those two together, super small form factor. 1 inch will work better with children and canines. This one will work better for adults. In my trauma kit, I always carry a few things. So I have a tourniquet for sure. That's one of the easiest ways if you have an injury on any of your limbs that you're gonna really stop that bleed. If you have an injury in what they call your box, which is kind of anywhere in your torso section, you're going to need some extra things. So this is an emergency compression bandage. This can also be used on your limbs, but this is basically it's got a bandage, and then it's got a compression strap that you wrap around that to really apply that pressure really tight. So it works well. Get your tourniquet on first, then use your compression bandage to help stop that bleed, and just a really good quality too. Doesn't really matter the brands you have of these. You also may see these called Israeli bandages. Here's an example of Israeli bandage. They are the exact same thing. So whether it's an emergency compression bandage or Israeli bandage, they are the exact same thing. So next thing I have in my kit is a compressed gauze. So this is vacuum sealed down to where it is a very small form factor, but when you open this up, this gauze expands quite a bit and really helps stop a massive bleed. Two good things for you to have to help stop that. The other thing you need that I think is incredibly important is, again, if you get shot in your box, most likely, hopefully anyway, the bullet is going to go straight through. Whether it goes straight through or not, you really need a chest seal. And what this does is, this is basically, if the bullet goes straight through, you put a seal on the front, a seal on the back. It helps keep that compressed and just really helps save that life until you can get the emergency care that you need. So they have two different kinds. They have vented and they have non-vented. 9 times out of 10, the vented is actually what you're going to need, but they do make non-vented, and there's different applications for those, and you can figure out what those are. So that is a trauma kit and everything that's included on that. A couple more things I want to show you is they also have some different things too, and these are kind of liquid skin. They have one called Rapid Seal, and they have actually some really large forms of this, where if you have a pretty big opening, you can actually spray that on there and rapidly stop that bleeding. These things are fantastic. And actually, I had one cut on my finger one time where I just could not get a Band-Aid to stop bleeding. It bled through the Band-Aid a couple times. Wasn't deep enough for stitches, but literally pinched it together, put some of the Rapid Seal on there, and think of it like super glue. It was just a super good way to stop that bleed and really help get that under control. Now, fair warning about your liquid skins. It is like super glue. So if it is an injury that needs stitches later, they may have to cut some of that glue off to get those stitches in and really stitch that up. So just make sure you use it sparingly and cautiously and know exactly what you're using it for. So that is the video today, and some of the kits that I use and some of the things that I like for first aid. So again, none of this is going to make you any better at first aid. It all depends on how well you are trained. Actually, Jeremy Sears did a really good video the other day on first aid kits and really outlined different levels of kits for different people and different expertise. I happen to be very trained in first aid. I've gotten it numerous times over work. In college, I went through a first responder course, and just have always been fascinated by first aid and know how to use each and everything in these kits. But again, I just want to reiterate, buying one of these nice kits does not make you better at first aid. Make sure you get the training you need. Other than that, that's the video. So let me know, what are some of your favorite first aid kits out there? What are some of the brands that you really trust? And what are some of the things you think I'm missing? What are some of the things you think, hey man, that's just way too much? But let me know in the comments. And if you like this content, go ahead and give us a like. And I'd love for you to subscribe and follow along on our adventures. Thank you.